All right, here we go. That Monday, 12:15, we have a partner workout. This is stations. We got 5 minutes max sled push between two people. So partner one's gonna push sled 50 feet down, 50 feet back. Partner two, 50 feet down, 50 feet back and forth, 5 minutes straight. Tomorrow, the plan is either empty sled or lightweight. Okay. We're introducing the sled push for the very first time in group class, and we don't need to get too weird with it our first time. Just a little introduction to sleds. We're going to see how the flow goes, see if we need to make any changes, potentially add a couple more sleds. We're going to see how it goes. Okay. So 5 minutes straight, 90 seconds rest. There'll be another two people, or you and your partner will progress forward. So people will be starting in all different stations. All right. Another 5 minutes. You and your partner, you're going to do 5 pull-ups, 15 air squats. Okay. Then your partner's going to go, I go, you go, 5, 15, 5, 15, back and forth, back and forth. Accumulate as many rounds as possible in that 5 minute window. I suspect you to each get a round every minute. So it's a round every 30 seconds, back and forth. We are sticking to kipping tomorrow. No butterflies. All right. We're working on the kip. That is part of our skill work that I want to keep going consistently for a while. 90-second rest. You and your partner, max burpee broad jumps for distance. You're going to burpee, broad jump. So I go, you go, and it says switch every 100 feet. We're going to see how that goes. I think what it's going to be like is you're going to be in front, burpee broad jumps, partner's walking behind. When you get gassed, you're switching. So accumulate as many burpee broad jumps as you and your partner can in that time frame, right? Gym will be split up into quadrants, is how this is going to flow for the big classes. And again, we are playing with this. This is new, introducing the sleds. We have some other ideas as far as layouts with sled work going diagonally. Uh, we'll see in the morning when I get there and set things up. But yeah, so that's what we got on Monday. Tuesday, we have front squats. We're squatting twice this week. And I'm for it, right? I'm for it. We're going to squat 6 by 3, one set every 2 minutes, but we are adding a 2 second pause at the bottom of the last rep. That pause, I personally really like. It helps you feel the position better, build strength and stability at the bottom of the squat. It also translates into really understanding where you're going to be catching a squat clean, right? So I'm for it. We got 6 by 3 at 75%. So that's across. Goal is to get up to that weight and squat it across. Okay. Then we got good old fashioned CrossFit couplet. We got 10 clean and jerks, and we got the jump rope. 100 single unders, 50 double unders, or 100 double unders. Fast and dirty. Just good old classic. All right. Sweat, you got 40 minutes on Tuesday. You're going to be on the assault bike. 2 minutes. And then you're going single unders, single arm dumbbell thrusters each side. When the 20-minute mark clicks over and you're on the bike, you just stay on the bike. All right, it just flows. Then the two movements change. We got Russian twists, alternating dumbbell clean and jerks. All right, cool, cool. Good talk. Wednesday, we got bench press. We got ourselves a little bit of a test here. All right, so you're gonna pick a weight. There's 3 different weights. All right, I gotta pop back over here, see all this. Build, you got 115 pounds, welded, 155 pounds, warrior, 225 pounds for men, 75, 105, 155 for women. All right. So you're going to pick a test weight that is approximately, what did I put in here? 75 to 85% of your 1 rep max. So whichever weight is closest to 75 to 85 of your 1 rep max, that's going to be the weight you test. You're not going to do the math in reverse and test the weight that is exactly 75% of your 1 rep max. You're going to pick the designated weight that is closest to that percentage range of your 1 rep max. If you don't have a 1 rep max, or you don't track your 1 rep maxes, shame on you. Shame on you. You should be tracking this stuff, right? But either way, it should be a weight that you could, on the low end, 5 to 6 reps. On the high end, 20 reps potentially, maybe some more. I mean, at 225 for men on this is the actual NFL combine test. Ain't none of us going in the NFL, sorry. But for instance, for myself, that 225 weight is something I'm suspecting 6 to 8 reps. All right, it's somewhere that I'm expecting. Another key point of performance that I want to bring up, and we'll bring it up in class, when you're testing reps like this on bench press, when your elbows flare out, pressing, keeping it nice and tight, and then they flare out, it's over. Okay, that was your last rep. Do not try to squeeze out more reps. Do not get that god awful back arch where your ass is coming up off the bench fighting for every rep. We want a good test on this: healthy shoulders, good form, quality work. All right. If you're trying to squeeze out one more rep than your friend to the right and your form goes to shit, let's not do that. All right. Good quality work. Test. We got 20 minutes to knock out that test. And then you're going to go right into 3 minutes, or not 3 minutes, 3 rounds, 1 minute max rep push ups. All right. My notes didn't make it to the PowerPoint. But on these push ups, you're going to do your first set, narrow grip. Okay. Hands in tight. More tricep focus. You're going to do as many reps as possible in a minute, unbroken. So, what that means is you're going to start on your toes if you can. You're going to knock out as many push ups as you can get. The second you squeeze out that last push up, you drop to your knees and you keep going till failure in a minute. All right. If you're still going and you're at a minute, party on, but then you're going to rest. All right. Good for you. That's pretty awesome. Based on what I've seen with push-ups, though, I don't think many people are doing that. We're doing this intentionally to build some push-up capacity and to improve our push-ups. Okay. So as soon as you get done, you're going to look up at the clock, give yourself a minute rest, and then the next 2 sets are normal push-up position, right? Normal hand position, neutral. And you're going to do the same thing. Max reps. These should, minute work, minute rest for max reps, they're going to fall off dramatically for everybody if you're pushing for failure, which you should be. That's what this is meant to do. So we got a max rep bench press, going to be till failure. This is called overload, right? We are going to overload our chest and triceps. Pretty good with this combo. So yeah, 3 sets, 1 minute max rep push-ups, 1 minute rest, 3 rounds. Okay, deal, deal. Love you guys. Don't hate me for it. Then we go right into a pretty cool workout, 10-minute AMRAP. You're going to ski 1K or you're going to bike 50, 40 calories. Okay. Sit-ups of a variation here. And then max effort till the finish line. Total meters skied in the remaining time. So I suspect that to be 4 minutes. I'm doing this in my head right now. So 4 minutes for 1K ski, 2 minutes for GHC sit-ups. That's probably going to be anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes on the machine at the end for a good, solid effort, right? And your arms are going to be cooked. Abs are going to be cooked. You're welcome. Love you guys. Next day, 12:18. We got sweat. They're rolling through 1 round every 5 minutes for 6 rounds. You're going to row 500, 400 meters, 10 burpees over the rower, 1 minute plank. Remaining time, you rest 1 round every 6 minutes. All right, welded. We got something a little new, a little different we're going to try and play with. Try and incorporate some higher skill work for those folks that really want that, a little bit of bodybuilding, joint health kind of stuff, and then those that don't really give a F about skill work, we got a little bit of VO2 work. Okay. So, as you can tell, same clock. There is some joint health stuff taking place before this. All right. I got to figure out where I'm going to put this stuff on the sugar wad deal. But before we do that workout, we have some banded beat kips again. We have some sumo low hold Cossack squats again. And then we have 4 plank walkouts again. All right. These are going to be a staple for a little while. All right. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. But back to the workout. 6 rounds, 1 round every 5 minutes. You're either on a machine for 2 minutes, and then you roll right into bent over rows, chin ups, subs or sub scat pull ups. I will make a video demonstrating what that is. All right. They're not going to be for everybody. I promise you that. They're pretty difficult. And then single arm kettlebell press, Arnold press. Okay. So you got 5 minutes to complete that. So it's basically an EMOM. Option 2 in there is minute 1, you're doing 2 bar muscle ups. Minute 2, 25-foot handstand walk. Okay, we'll have a little bit of space for those that want to work on handstand walking. We will not have a ton of time to do any specific coaching on these 2 skill developments. Okay, so chances are there's not gonna be enough time to coach you to your first bar muscle up today, but those of you guys that have these 2 skills, it's a good day for you to get some work capacity in on those and have a little fun. But I can tell you with the kipping and the shoulder health stuff, it is going to progress over the coming weeks into more focused coaching on various skills related to gymnastic stuff, right? So you basically got 1 exercise every minute to complete here, right? 2 bar muscle ups, it's quick. Okay. 25-foot handstand walk, well, if you're good at it, it's quick. If you fall over all the time and into your face like I do, it's not that quick. And then bent over rows, chin ups, scat pull ups, Arnold press. You should, in my mind, if you flow that right and you choose the right weights, maybe 90 seconds rest per round, right? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm looking forward to Thursday, trying some new flows out for the class as far as timing and to incorporate some of these things for those folks that want to work on that stuff and those folks that don't. So we're playing around here, all right? Again, uh-oh, Chris is in here. She's plugging in the warm-ups as I'm making the video. You see that over here on the left? Chris Thompson. Hi, Chris. So, yeah, that's how that works. I wonder if she's going to yell at me. See if I'm in trouble. Friday, we squat again. So even if you only work out 3 days a week on average, you're squatting next week, right? Either on Tuesday or on Friday, you're squatting. I do plan to make a video, hopefully tomorrow, breaking down some points of performance when it comes to squatting, especially related to back and spine health. Okay. I'm going to try to get that made tomorrow. I need like my brother, somebody to help me with the camera setup and videoing this, but I want to dive into a few points of performance when it comes to your lumbar spine, back squat setup, things to look out for if you tend to have back problems related to squatting, and some position stuff, and then alternatives. Okay. Me personally, I got herniated discs in my back. I'm very mindful of my squatting. Doesn't mean I avoid squatting, but I'm very mindful of it. It is one of the barbell moves that I'm very protected in as far as how I treat it. Okay. I love back squatting. I love front squatting. They're great. But those of us, if we got something going on, some junk in our low back from lifelong wear and tear and fun and games, there are ways to approach it. There are things to be mindful of, and there are alternatives to continue to build good quality leg strength, especially if things are a little bit tweaked to where we can work around it. And I want to put together more content and more education for you guys on that topic. And I want to start with the back squat. So I'm going to try to get that made tomorrow so that you have it for both Tuesday and Friday knowledge in the knowledge bank. All right. Then we got some spice in those back squats. I meant to mention one set every 2 minutes, rising, no set weight here. Do it based on how you feel. Couple approaches to that. You're feeling strong. It's Friday. If you're feeling strong, good for you. I'm happy for you. Typically, Friday is like I'm usually feeling okay, but it's not my best day of the week. So I don't push intensity as hard depending on how I feel. But you're going into these 5x3 rising sets, figure out a starting point. If things are feeling a little tired, fatigued, one of my favorite ways to scale back squattings, back squat is to reduce the weight and introduce a tempo, like a 2 to 3 second eccentric phase. So 2 to 3 seconds down, maybe a little pause at the bottom, fast up. And I lighten the weight significantly, but I still get more time under tension, and I'm building strength and I'm building muscle with that. So, with that knowledge in mind, we're squatting again. Treat your body with respect. It's on Friday. Workout 200 feet of lunging. I love it. Love it. We're going to lunge 200 feet. Then you're going to do 15 quick and dirty devil's presses, you dirty dog. 200 feet of lunging. There's something I would say in my class, to my class. We're going to tear that ass up. Lunges is one of my all-time favorite exercises. Bulgarian split squats is probably my #1 favorite leg exercise, but lunges, it's right up in there. It translates into life, so many things. We do everything. Walking, running is in that gait, stepping, just work. All right. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting for a lot of us. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be good. All right. And those of you that work out on Saturday, we got a little different EMOM. The first 15-minute block is like a warm up. Uh, you'll probably do a little bit of warm up before this, but the first 15-minute EMOM is low key. It's lower intensity. You got 14 tall box step ups, no weight. If you lunge the day before, this is meant to be just get the hips kind of moving again. All right. Tall box step ups, 14 total. Minute 1. Minute 2, you're holding a side plank, 20 seconds each side. Minute 4, you're holding a glute bridge. You're going to plant your feet on the face of the box and you're going to push your booty up. Okay, you're going to squeeze that booty. All right. I love glute bridges. One of the best exercises for glute development. And the reason I love glute development so much is, yeah, aesthetics are great. Booty aesthetics are great. But the #1 reason I'm a big fan of glute development and hip health is low back support and health. Right? The more effort I put into training my glutes responsibly and keeping my hips mobile, not saying I'm some mobile ninja, but I've improved my hip mobility dramatically over the last uh, year and a half or so. And I've done a lot of work on my glutes and it's helped my back tremendously. I don't know if I said this in a previous video, but I am dead set on eradicating back problems in the gym. All right? We're gonna eradicate them. We're all gonna be wizards when it comes to our back health and our long-term health with that. Back pain, chronic back pain is one of the most debilitating things there is. It sucks you mentally dry, and we're going to eradicate it. And we're going to build so much knowledge around this as individuals that it's going to be we're going to be superhuman, all right? So yeah, 40-second glute bridge hold. Okay, we're gonna squeeze the booty at the top of that glute bridge, 40 seconds. Then we're rolling right into, heart rate's gonna go up now, right into 6 burpee box jump overs. Not crazy volume, but we can take our time, good reps, get our heart rate up. Toes to bar or kipping leg raises, right? We're not going directly to knees to elbows or knee raises, okay? I wanna work that kip, all right? We're working the kip. 10 kettlebell swings, then 15 minutes of, well, pain. You got 21 wall balls. Why 21? Because we do 20. Let's inch it up one. Okay. The goal for that 21 wall balls is to go unbroken. Okay. If you go unbroken, you can do 30 wall balls in a minute on average. So that's going to take about 40 seconds, 43 seconds. Ball hits the ground, buzzer goes off, you jump up on the pull-up bar. The goal is 40-second dead hang, just holding on the pull-up bar. 20 seconds, fall off, onto the bike, 14 and 11 calories. Those of you that did last Tuesday's workout know where that 14, 11 calories came from, the new updated version, warrior version of that. 15 minutes. So warm up, ramp the intensity up a little more, 15 minutes of pain. That's how that's going to flow, right? There might, depending on class size, people starting. My thought is everybody will do the first part together, but then you might have two different groups, one person, switching up in here on those two EMOMs depending on class size. So should work. And in my brain it works. Doesn't mean it's always executed that way in class. Guys, you see, Chris is going in here and plugging in the warm-ups. We are gonna have structured warm-ups across all classes. And I am going to give coaches leeway to pivot it, but they get the idea of what I'm trying to do in these warm-ups. They're being very purposeful going into the workout. Let's see, Chris, pop one up here. So yeah, like I said, we got banded beat kips, some Cossack squats again, plank walkouts. We did 3 last week, taking it up to 4. All right, we're working on this shoulder health, hip health. Where's another one? Where's another warm-up? All right, see, Chris is working right now. She's getting it. So dumbbell, internal shoulder support, archer push-ups, supinated bench press, building weight. It's going to be interesting for people. We're doing bench press with reverse grip for the warm-up. All right, you get the idea. So each day we'll have some structured warm-ups. We do also have the banded kickbacks, some plank, and some body weight reverse hypers. And we're playing around with some barbell squats, and you'll understand the squat stuff here. The wide stance, narrow stance, neutral stance. We get that back squat video made. It's for and about finding your most optimal hip position for your back squat for you individually, right? Not everybody's pelvic floor and structure is the same. So finding your ideal foot stance for your hips is very important, all right? Now I want to make sure that that conversation happens in the classes throughout the day. You guys, that's what we got for next week. You got questions, talk to your coach, talk to me, here to help, and let's get after it. Peace. Love you guys.